What if I told you the US dollar is on life support? For 80 years, the dollar has been the world's most powerful currency. Wars were fought over it, nations were crushed for opposing it. But right now, the entire system is collapsing. BRICS is dumping the dollar. Inflation is out of control. Central banks are hoarding gold like a crisis is coming. And the worst part? This was all planned. James Rickards' book, Currency Wars, exposed their strategy years ago, and no one listened. But today, it's happening in real time. This isn't just a financial crisis. This is economic warfare. And if you don't act now, you'll be one of the casualties. What is a currency war? In 2011, James Rickards wrote Currency Wars, a book that exposed how global elites manipulate money to control nations. What is a currency war? Simple. It's when countries devalue their own money on purpose to gain an economic advantage. Governments do this by printing trillions in new money, slashing interest rates to zero, manipulating exchange rates, and the result? Inflation, cheap debt. Debt becomes easier to pay. The middle class gets wiped out. Savings lose value overnight. The economy collapses while elites profit. Rickards warned, if the US kept printing money, the dollar would lose its global dominance. And now, it's happening in real time. But here's why 2025 is the breaking point. Why the dollar is under attack crisis. Number 1. BRICS versus the US dollar. In 2023, BRICS added 6 new nations, including Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Over 40% of global oil trades are now in non-USD currencies. China and Russia are actively working to replace the dollar with a gold-backed currency. Crisis number 2, US debt spiral. The US now spends over $1 trillion per year on debt interest alone. The Federal Reserve is trapped. If they raise rates, banks collapse. If they cut rates, inflation explodes. Foreign countries are dumping US treasuries at record speed. Crisis number 3, CBDCs, the next stage of the war. The US, EU, and China are rushing to launch central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. This isn't just digital money, it's total control over how you spend. Once cash is gone, they can freeze accounts, track every purchase, and even expire your money. But here's the real question: who wins in a currency war? How China and Russia are beating the US. Most people think war is fought with tanks and missiles, but the most powerful wars are fought with money. Let's look at how China and Russia are playing this game better than the US. Move number 1, hoarding gold. Since 2018, China has secretly been accumulating gold reserves. Russia now holds more gold than US dollars in its central bank. BRICS is openly discussing a gold-backed trading system. Move number 2, ditching the dollar. In 2022, China and Saudi Arabia agreed to trade oil in yuan, not dollars. Russia demands rubles or gold for its energy exports. Countries like Brazil, India, and South Africa are following their lead. Move number 3, de-dollarization agreements. BRICS plus expansion means more countries reducing reliance on the US dollar. Even US allies like France are now making trade deals outside the dollar system. The US is losing ground fast. So how do you protect your money before it's too late? How to survive the currency war? Most people, they won't be ready, but the smart money, they're already making moves. Here's what you need to do now to protect yourself. Step 1, shift 10 to 20% into hard assets. Gold and silver are the ultimate hedge against fiat collapse. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's immune to government manipulation. Farmland and commodities hold real value no matter what happens. Step 2, get out of debt. In a currency war, debt becomes your biggest liability. Interest rates are unpredictable. Don't be caught in the trap. The best investors in history survived crises by holding no bad debt. Step 3, build multiple income streams. The job market is unstable. AI and automation are wiping out millions of jobs. You need side hustles, remote income, and investments that work for you. The future belongs to those who don't rely on a single paycheck. Because in a financial war, the only people who win are the ones who prepare. The final warning: the financial system is shifting, right now in real time. And the people who see it coming, they don't just survive, they thrive. Subscribe now before it's too late.